Oh, yeah. Gotta be looking good if we're gonna be on national TV a little bit more than we're used to. Let's talk about the game.
Elbow, forearm, he's gonna be down.
The result of the play is a touchdown.
And the flag that was thrown on this was picked up.
I don't know, did it get the face mask?
So by rule, the game is over.
The Lions Hangover.
All right, welcome everybody to another exciting edition of the Lions Hangover podcast. I am Brad, your host. Thanks for watching on YouTube, and thanks for listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Remember, if you're a listener, you can also be a viewer, and if you're a viewer, you can also be a listener. Did I get all that out? Oh, yeah, and follow me on all of the social medias, right? Yeah, okay. It's there. Just follow the little graphics at the bottom. It tells you where I'm at and what the names are. First off, sorry about the audio difficulties last week. My recorder malfunctioned, the audio recorder malfunctioned. I don't know what happened. So I'm keeping a close eye on it today, though, so it's not going to happen again. And, of course, if you watched the video last week, hey, I do highlights now. I looked into it, and it's a fair use clause or something like that, and I'm allowed to use highlights. So that's exciting, isn't it? Isn't it? Okay, so the Lions destroy the Denver Broncos last night by a score of 42-17. The Lions move up to 10-7, and the Broncos, I believe, fall to 7-7. The Broncos were coming in with a little bit of a hot streak. They won 6 out of their last 7 games after being destroyed by Miami. They allowed 70 points in that game, and I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit nervous, especially with the way Denver was playing, and especially the way that the Lions were playing, specifically Jared Goff and the defense. No worries today, though, last night, as both of those showed up. Jared Goff performed huge, and the defense performed huge. So, Lions start the game off. They win the toss. They elect to receive. And I don't like this. I was angry. I know they wanted to get things going, and I know that they suck in the third quarter. But still, I just feel like the pros definitely outweigh the cons, especially if you don't score on that first drive. And the Lions did not score on that first drive. Outside of Amon-Ra St. Brown, the Lions' first drive was pretty horrible, and Goff sucked. He had some pretty inaccurate passes. And, yes, I booed. Every time Goff messed up, I booed. That's right. We'll get into it. Now, the Broncos are moving the ball, but Malik Dorsey with a great tackle, and Denver fumbles on the very next play. I think it was Ifeatu Melifonwu caused the fumble, if I got that right. But it's Isaiah Buggs with the monster return. And yes, Buggs should have lateraled it back to maybe somebody with a little bit more speed. But still, you love to see it. And this gives Lions fantastic field position. However, Goff takes a sack, and the drive is pretty much over as soon as it has happened. Out of the 2 offensive drives, Isaiah Buggs has the most yards. That's right, the defensive tackle has the most yards. Thankfully, the Lions defense showed up. Tons of pressure on Wilson, and the Lions force a punt. Lions finally score with 12:31 left in the half on a Sam Laporta quadruple effort reception. I have to say, the effort from Gibbs, from Laporta, just the entire offense, even Montgomery, St. Brown. Man, every time they had a chance, you could just see the effort was there. They were like not just on the first attempt, but the second attempt, the third attempt. They were just fighting to get into the end zone whenever they could. They put on all of their best dance moves. We will see Gibbs in a little bit. But nonetheless, Lions take the lead, 7-0 lead with 12:31 left in the half. But what can I say? Defense. Tons of pressure on Wilson. Run stopping was amazing. The Denver Broncos as a whole team had less than 90 yards rushing the entire game, less than 90 yards. And I believe Wilson only had 4 completions in the entire first half. So the Lions came to play on all facets. In all facets. Is that right? Okay. Next, we have touchdown from Jahmyr Gibbs from Goff, making it 14-0. This is 8:15 left in the half. The Lions are getting it going. I think it seems like they score on their next 5 drives or something like that. It's not until the fourth quarter where they don't score again. It's pretty unreal. I have to look into that. I might be wrong, but that's what it felt like when we were at the game last night. So that's with 8:15 left in the half, 14-0. Next, St. Brown somersaults into the end zone, making it 21-0 with 19 seconds left in the half. Again, just the effort. You could see St. Brown wanted in the end zone, and he was going to get there. So he goes head over heels for the end zone because he's just in love with it. Just in love with it. Head over heels. Merry Christmas, everybody. So at the end of the half, it is 21-0. I've got some end of the half stats here. I want to make sure I get them right. So after one half, there's only 50 passing yards. Like I said, 4 completions for Russell Wilson, 208 passing yards for Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions. At this time, there's only 25 rushing yards for the Broncos and 71 rushing yards for the Lions. Time of possession for the first half is 11 minutes, 34 seconds for the Broncos, 18 minutes, 26 seconds for the Detroit Lions. Lions also had 17 first downs in that first half, and the Broncos only had 4. The Broncos, 75 total yards. The Lions, 279 total yards. This is just in the first half. Goff, though, he had 215 yards passing and 3 touchdowns in the first half alone. He was 19 of 26. David Montgomery at this time was the leading rusher. It was between him and Gibbs. They just went back and forth all day up on the scoreboard as far as who was the leading rusher. But right now in the first half, Montgomery had 9 rushes for 41 yards. He was averaging 4.6 yards per carry. And Amon-Ra St. Brown, huge day in the first half alone. He had 5 receptions for 76 yards with 1 touchdown. So let's get going into the second half. Lions kick the ball away. Denver's opening drive is filled with a little bit of luck and some penalties on the Lions. Overall, still a solid defense, but the Broncos pull to within 14. They score a touchdown with 10:34 left in the third quarter. Lions staying with the run. This makes me happy because so many times that they've struggled in the third quarter, it's like they went away from the run and they didn't need to, especially last week. They didn't need to get away from the run in the third quarter, and they only had 2 rushing attempts in the entire third quarter. That definitely would have changed the time of possession last week. This week, though, Lions sticking with the run, and why not? Denver has the worst run defense, and they top that drive off with a Sam Laporta touchdown. After a serious passing attack, but a strong defensive stand and an offensive penalty on the Broncos, the Lions hold the Broncos to just a field goal on their next drive, making it 21-10 with 43 seconds left in the third. That can't be. That's got to be 28 because, right? Yeah. Stupid notes. Yeah, that's got to be 28-10 with 43 seconds left in the third quarter. Next, the Lions offense is working in high gear. A 12-yard touchdown run by Gibbs makes it 35-10 with 12 remaining in the fourth quarter. Now, finally, the Lions falter a little bit and they punt. Never was really too nervous in the game. Even though mathematically the Broncos weren't out of it just yet, there is a touchdown by the Broncos with 6:28 remaining. This makes it 35-17. So mathematically, you're like, there's a little bit of a chance for a comeback, but you don't think it's going to happen just because of the way the Lions were dominating all day. So, but to put any concerns to rest with 2:21 left in the game, Jared Goff connects with Sam Laporta for the final touchdown of the game to put the game completely out of reach. 42-17, just like I said. Lions in control of it all. So let's take a look at the stats here. Why you gotta be like that? See, this is what happens all the time. All right, there we are. Box score, that's what I'm looking for. Russell Wilson finished 18 of 32 for 223 yards with 1 touchdown. He was sacked twice for a loss of 19 yards. He finished with an 88.4 quarterback rating. Like I said, the Lions held the Broncos to under 90 yards rushing. They only got 83 yards rushing. That's between 5 different rushers. Their leading rusher was Javonte Williams. He rushed 12 times for 27 yards. But the leading rusher as far as like yards goes was Sam Pirine, 6 carries for 37 yards. Leading receiver for the Broncos was Jerry Jeudy, 3 catches for 74 yards. Next is Cortland Sutton, 5 receptions, 71 yards. I think I said carries before. Overall, the Broncos couldn't get it together. They had 1 turnover by Russell, of course. Jared Goff, 24 of 34. And I have to say, the bulk of those incomplete passes came on the Lions' first 2 drives, and I booed every single time. I did. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'll boo again if they do stupid stuff. Regardless, Jared Goff does redeem himself, and he has a fantastic day. He was player of the game, according to the Lions. I probably would have given it to Sam Laporta or Jahmyr Gibbs. Or even Amon-Ra St. Brown. There were just too many bright spots for the Lions offense. But yeah, Jared Goff, 24 of 34, 278, 5 touchdowns, sacked twice for 15 yards, finished with a quarterback rating of 134.6. Jahmyr Gibbs, 11 carries, 100 yards flat, 1 touchdown, his longest being 34 yards. David Montgomery, 17 carries, 85 yards. I wish he would have got a touchdown. He earned a touchdown, but that's just not the way it worked out. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 7 receptions, 112 yards, 1 touchdown. Sam Laporta, John Porta, 5 receptions, 56 yards, 3 touchdowns, and Jameson Williams, oh man, he had 7 targets today. He was involved not in just the first half, but the second half as well. The sun is coming out. I hope it doesn't mess with my lighting. But yeah, Jameson Williams, 4 catches, 47 yards. Josh Reynolds, 2 catches, 41 yards. He was targeted 3 times. Jahmyr Gibbs also had 2 catches and a touchdown, so 2 touchdowns on the day for him, 1 passing and 1 rushing. So Donovan Peoples-Jones, 1 catch, 5 yards, and when he caught the ball, people cheered. itchy chest. It's good to see Donovan Peoples-Jones get involved. We traded for him at the deadline. I think we all want to see him involved a little bit more, but it's like, whose spot is he going to take? You going to make Williams sit? Are you going to make Josh Reynolds sit? Are you going to make Khalif Williams sit? So it's like, you got to work it out there. You know, there's a lot of mouths to feed. So defensively, Alex Anzalone, 12 tackles, 7 solo, 1 tackle for loss. Ifeatu Melifonwu, I got to remember that, right? 9 tackles, 6 solo, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss. John Kaminsky, who I thought had a great game as well today, 5 tackles, 1 solo. Campbell, 5 tackles, 1 solo. Kirby Joseph, who I thought had a solid game, 4 tackles, 3 solo. Aiden Hutchinson, again, 4 tackles, 3 solo. I thought Hutch had a great game. Man, all of these guys had pressure on Russell Wilson. He took some huge hits. Isaiah Buggs, 2 tackles. The Lions just solid. They also had Badgley come up and kick Patterson. I don't know what his deal was. I heard it just before game time that Badgley was going to be our kicker. I don't know if Patterson was released or if they just swapped him out or what the deal is. Fox had only 4 punts, 1 touchback, 1 punt inside of the 20-yard line. Badgley, though, connected on all 6 of his extra points. There's probably one time where we could have went for a field goal, I think, at the end of the game. Was the touchdown necessary? But yeah, the Lions just wanted to put it out of reach. Lions, though, max capacity, 65,000 people. It was pretty packed there. So up next, the Lions. They take on Minnesota. Oh. I don't know how long it was out for, but I got it. I'll keep an eye on it. The Lions, though, they take on Minnesota next week. I'm watching it. I am watching it. Lions take on Minnesota next week. They play them 2 out of 3 times. They play them on Christmas Eve. Hopefully they can handle it. Minnesota's been struggling lately offensively, except against the Bengals. They did have the lead late in the game. They gave up 21 points, and they lost to the Bengals in overtime. Hopefully they don't rebound. Hopefully they're a bunch of bums. We do go to Minnesota to play them, and then, of course, we finish the season out on New Year's Eve against, or is it just the 30th, against the Cowboys, and then we finish the season out against the Vikings at home, which is still yet to be determined. I'm a little bit worried that this will cut out again, so I'm going to try and keep it a little bit short. I'm not worried about the Vikings. I am worried about the Cowboys. The Vikings could get one from us out of the 2. It's a close time span to be playing against a team twice in 3 weeks. I mean, that's like a fresh scouting report. Oh, it's quitting. All right, I'm back. I just plugged it in. Why don't I just plug it in from now on? You put batteries in a recorder and it lasts 2.5 sessions. So hopefully it's not too bad. Well, now I can go a little bit longer, right? Anyway, Lions play the Vikings 2 out of 3 times. That's pretty close to be playing the same team. The Lions should win both of those matchups, and we'll talk about each one as it gets close. However, I am not worried about the Vikings. Again, like I was saying, they could probably squeak one out, but that doesn't mean... If the Lions defense shows up like they did and Jared Goff shows up like he did, and there's the same amount of effort from Gibbs and Laporta and St. Brown and even Montgomery to get into the end zone, there's going to be very few teams that could stop us at all. So as long as the Lions are motivated and they're focused and they know what they need to do, it is the home stretch, man. We got 3 games left. We're pretty much essentially in the playoffs right now. I know we have to wait for Seattle and Philadelphia on Monday night. We also, need to take care of business to wrap up the NFC North, and we're honestly not out of it to get the number 1 seed in the playoffs, throughout the playoffs. We're technically not out of it mathematically. Is it likely? I don't think so. It's kind of a big ask to have the Niners lose, to have the Eagles continue to lose. The Cowboys, though, they have a tough schedule. What do they play? Buffalo, then they play the Lions, and then they play Miami. That's like their last 3 games or something like that. Or they play, I think they still have one more game. What do they play? Washington one more time, too. So, I mean, you never know. Washington, they might match up good against the Cowboys. So the Cowboys don't necessarily have it easy, but the Cowboys are also very capable of winning all of those games too. So, go Lions. What a game last night. We're almost there. Playoffs, 10 wins. The first time since 2016 we've had double-digit wins. So that's exciting. And, man, we are on the cusp of winning the division, and that's the first time in 30 years. 1993 was the last time the Lions won a division, and of course it was just called the NFC Central at that point, and that's when Tampa Bay was part of our division. So, exciting times. Great game by the Lions. Good game by Jared Goff. Not a fan. He really made me mad over those last few weeks, but I still recognize that he played a great game. But I will boo. I will boo again. I will boo. All right, will boo. That should be my name. Will boo. Will boo. Okay. That's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for sharing. I hope everybody has a good Sunday, and the good holiday season is coming up, even though I will be back either Christmas Eve night or Christmas Day or just after Christmas Day. The holidays are always tricky. But thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for rating. And you guys have a good day.